about 5 degrees Celsius today. Got some wind. 5 degrees, I think, feels like 3 degrees or so. If I'm not mistaken, when I check the forecast. It's the last clear night. See, the moon's out. The last clear night before days of rain. So we won't go across over here. Let's go wait for the next light. What we'll do is we'll wait over on that side because we don't want to be right in traffic. This is why. You can see that car there. He cut the corner, and you don't know what people are going to do, especially in Vancouver. Vancouver drivers are the worst. So where we're going is we're going to New West, the New West Quay. Some people say the Quay, because it's spelled Q-U-A-Y, right? You'd think that'd be Quay. Sorry, my throat's a little dry, so please don't mind my coughing. It's a nice night though, it's not too cold. I just have to pass through Metrotown, which is not my favorite area, because there's too many zombie pedestrians that are on their phones, not paying attention. Yeah, see, it's a clear sky, right? There's some clouds on the horizon, but further up, it's nice and clear. It's gonna rain later tonight. That's nice and clear right now. It's about 9:22. So a New West Loop's about maybe 42K from here, from Central Park and back. We use the Central Valley Greenway and the BC Parkway. I can't exactly remember which is which right now. I think this is the BC Parkway, and then Central Valley is later on, once we get to New West. The 36-kilometer-hour beeps. I set those. Get my horn ready in case of pedestrians. My horn a bit, my bells, my bear bells, because you can't trust people. This is a nice lighting feature. Seems like my light's not that bright. What brightness do I have set? Okay, that is brightness. Set high. There's a light there, which is surprising. We never have a light. I don't know how long that light will last. There's some wind. Quite a bit of wind. Yeah, that light's not very long. What we'll do is we'll go over and and get off the street. Better not to be on the street, I say. Because you don't know, especially in Vancouver, what people are going to do. So I'll wait here, right on the corner. The lighting is pretty nice though, with the purple color. And you got Christmas trees over here too. So right now my dual gloves, these are a pain to put on. My pinky feels really tight. My right pinky, my left pinky seems fine. See, the lighting just changed to yellow. This is supposed to be purple all the way down to 22nd Station, but they haven't finished it. Turn in here is sketchy. You don't know if people are going to negotiate the turn. Okay, we finally got our light. Here's where you gotta be careful of the pedestrians. Start ringing the bell, whatnot, so people can hear you. The stair feature you can do, but there's railings there. Right? There's some railings on the side, so it makes it a little narrow. So that's the trail bell on my EUC, and then I have a bear bell on my shoulder, or near my elbow, inner elbow. See, the trail bell is not very good because I'm on a suspension wheel. Right, you don't hear it. Sketchy on the right. We should hold it more like this. Yeah, that gets it more louder. Gets it louder. Have it more like that. So I have to practice my mounting. Wait! What's going on? So the SD card is recording slowly. I don't know why it's doing that. Let's just stop here. Test the horn. See, horn's not working. There we go. See, it's very inconsistent. It's not the most reliable horn. Even though the horn is just near my knee. The remote distance is not very far. I should try and change this battery. The color of the lights is quite nice. Okay, watch left and watch right. This is a crossing. So this is the BC Parkway. You're just following the Expo line. into New West. Let's see how this bell is. Just shake your bell so that you're heard. Here, this transition is not the best here because you gotta kind of cut over because it's really narrow. See what I mean? And then let's go over because that's a weird intersection over there. You get stuck there in the T-junction. Watch out for all these idiots jaywalking and whatnot. Watch out for this one here. So you always have to anticipate. Pretend you're on a motorcycle. People can't see you. So always warn people. Don't be shy. The proper thing is to warn them. Either warn them and maybe offend someone that you're never going to see again. Right? So it's like, whatever. I'm never going to see that person again. Rather be annoying and heard than run over. That's my motto, like when I have my lights. I'm not flashing people in the face, but I'm bright enough that you'll see me from all angles. Some people get mad when I shine my light at them. The only reason I shine my light at them is if they're on their phone face down, or if they're riding side by side on a two-way bike lane. We were taking up both sides. Now this guy here, I don't know what he's doing. So you can't trust anyone. Now, up here, you have to be careful with this this pathway. The proper pathway is to take that very narrow stretch there, which is not very good. So what we often do is we take this way here, but there is a very bad pothole around here, and if you're going too fast and you hit it at speed, it's going to be a bad day. So let's slow down and see. There's some bad area here where there used to be a train track, see? These are all new condos here. Okay, it looks like they may have ripped up the sidewalk that was here and paved this down, because there was a very narrow sidewalk that was supposed to be the bike lane. So all they need to do is fix that street back there a bit, because this paved area here, this is new. This used to be just like a dead-end street and then like part sidewalk. I don't know what's on the left. What's that? Are they gonna put lights? Because this is the area that I was saying that's supposed to be also lit as well, but it's not done yet. Let's see if we can game this light, but is that going to be turning left? So you gotta watch out for some latent right turners here. Right? You don't know if she's gonna stop or not, right? Do not trust people. Flash them in the face with your light. Slow down. Don't depend on them to stop, right? You stop. What people often do is they don't stop at where the line is, like way ahead of it, or even at a stop sign, right? There's a line you're supposed to be behind. They pull way out in the intersection, and you don't even know if they're going to stop. I have that happen a lot of times when you have a two-way stop and you have a main street. So that the stop sign is on the side street, but people, instead of stopping, they just pull straight out without even pausing into the main street, even though it's not the right way, and then they almost cause collisions with the traffic on the main street that has the right of way. It's just, you know, selfishness, right? Now watch out, there's like a lot of like branches and whatnot. This is where you need a bright light. So you always have a bright UC light, and then you have a bright helmet light. So you have 2 points to swivel. Now we have to be careful when we cross here, because it's a dark crossing. And then you got pillars blocking the way too, and it's pretty busy. Right, you have pillars there. I can't see what's behind me right now. You can kind of hear there's a car. He wasn't slowing down, so I had to flash my light at him. And you see the lights here, they're not lit up. I don't know if these are new lights. They look kind of new. My left knee pad is falling down a bit. Let's stop and fix that. That's the problem with this Liats. I haven't modified them to crisscross the straps. If you don't, I find you're often like dealing with pulling up knee pad. Let's practice mounting. That mount is not good. So my mounting right now is pretty sloppy. So be careful here, because there's some road surface variation, and you don't want to end up in the ditch down there. Like on my e-bike, I used to bomb it through here. Here it's fine, but it's just that little area back there. So yeah, I gotta practice my mounting. Step up and brace against the EUC when it falls over that way. Like here, let's just practice here. It's a pretty well lit spot and there's no one around. So it's a slight incline. Push. So push off and step up onto it. What if I have more weight on the back? Not bad. So maybe I don't need the weight all on the front. Interesting. Just a little kick skate. It's like a little cheat, so like also when you're going downhill, if you have issues or issues mounting, do it when you're going downhill. It helps. Now let's watch out here for this crossing. This is a really fun section when you're going fast on an e-bike. You see I take it slower, especially at nighttime. It has a nice downhill portion and then like a nice kind of slalom. And you see, once we hit past those bushes, you can't see anything. Right? You don't know if there's someone or a raccoon or something. These lights are not on. So you want to take it carefully. Alright? You can't really see what's around the corner. So keep your head on a swivel. Look up ahead. Don't look down. You just want to scan for pedestrians or other obstacles on the street. Right? Any potholes, branches, big rocks, and wet leaves. I always reiterate that, especially in Vancouver. we're like Seattle, so we get rain maybe 10 out of 12 months of the year or more. And yeah, when it's fall, there's a lot of wet leaves. And that's just like ice. You hit those wet leaves in a stopping or a turning motion, even accelerating, you're just going to slide. The wheel's going to slide right out from under you. I've almost slipped on leaves many times on my e-bikes. So you just want to, if you encounter them, don't panic. Just kind of like zombie ride. Keep equal weight. Stay upright. Don't carve. Don't turn. Don't brake or accelerate. Just keep a steady pace with even weight distribution on the pedals. No leaning. I've never ridden an EUC on ice, but I would expect it similar. Similar tips. Pretty good drop. So there's a cemetery to my right. The wind's picking up a little bit. That's a nice night to ride. It's clear, it's not raining, not too windy, and there's no one around. It's like a win-win situation, right? That's one of the reasons I like riding at night, is I don't have to deal with as many pedestrians or other cyclists or whatnot on the paths that I go. That's why winter riding, it's the only time I'm free is nighttime. Because after 4 o'clock, that's when it is dark already. The fancy daylight savings time, which doesn't save any time for anyone except for farmers, which is so antiquated, right? They should just eliminate that. But the problem is our government says they'll only do it if the United States does it. So we're a chicken. They don't want to be out of sync, which I can see on one hand. If say Canada were not with daylight savings and California is, that would be a pain. Now, did I go the wrong way? No, this is the right way. I almost got scared there for a moment there. I went the wrong way. So this is, if you keep going down that way, that's the Queensboro Bridge. And that's the Alex Fraser Bridge up there. That is the sketchiest bridge that I've tried to take myself. The Patello Bridge and the Alex Fraser Bridge, I both tried to take on my Inokim OXO e-scooter, which is now dead and a piece of garbage. I'll talk about that later. That has dual suspension, so it's a bit higher up, maybe similar height to this Sherman S. And you're so high up that you're almost over the edge. Right? You're almost over the edge. This person, watch where they're going. That person looks creepy. She does not look like she's with it at all. First I thought it's like a normal NPC, but it's not. It's one of those zombie NPCs. And not to be rude or anything, zombie NPCs are like the drug addicts here. The fentanyl users and whatnot. She looks totally out of it. So let's see. So before, I could not negotiate that turn. Now, I am better at my turns. So for me, the key of the Sherman S, it's such a high pedal height, so my mounting is still crap, starting from a stop, because I veer left. But the other thing, when I was first learning, it's such a high pedal height compared to my OG Sherman V3, and especially my V10F in motion. Like, the OG Sherman is the next comparable wheel that's non-suspension to the Sherman S, which is suspension. And yeah, the pedal height difference, it's like 6 inches or so. That's what she said. But it's you have to step up onto it, and then when you're turning, because this also has a knobby tire, just like the OG, Sherman, you lean over and you feel like you're falling because there's knobs, right? And in between the knobs, there's gaps. So between those gaps, that's where you kind of fall over. See? Can't even hear me. He has headphones in. Cannot even hear me. So like this bell, that does jack shit, right? The bear, like a bell from like a bike, that won't do anything. He won't hear you at all. So I have my 3 horns. That one. So I start off with the clown bell. And if it doesn't work, then I progressively get louder, and then worst comes to worst, I use that. That's more reserved for cars that are driving in the bike lane, gonna run me over on the street, or pedestrians that are totally oblivious, that are in the bike lane and dangerous, and don't respond to a kind bell or whatnot. They deserve to be honked. Like, I don't care if they get pissed off. Like, if you're not paying attention, I'm gonna annoy the heck out of you. Now, what's going on here? This is not finished. I thought it was finished already. It's been a few months already. They haven't even finished this yet. Now, I gotta be careful. You see how it narrows down? Hopefully I don't run into anyone, because then I'll have to dismount and then mount in such a tight quarters. Yeah, it's like, get on it already. Like, that's done on the right side. There's a part where I'm going to also have to be right next to the street, which is not fun. This is Stewart Way. Yeah, they should just finish that. So this is not bad, but like I was saying earlier, those 2 bridges, Patello Bridge is kind of like this, except there's traffic right next to you, so if you fall to the left, you fall into traffic and you die. And then you got a low barrier height drop off into the water on your right, because you're on such a high UC. So it's sketchy. I tried to go 1/4 of the way, I turned around and gave up. I was like, no, this is too risky. I don't want to do this. I don't feel comfortable. You could walk it if you want to. So I wish they would fix this. This is loose gravel, so let's be careful. Yeah, just hurry up and get this done. So this is the part where, this is kind of like Patello Bridge. You're on a high sidewalk, and then if you fall over, you're dead meat. You're falling into traffic. So what they did on Lionsgate Bridge was they put actual barrier, because a cyclist did fall over into traffic, and then they died. Right? If the Lionsgate did not have that barrier, I would not be riding on it. That's too sketchy. Where if one false move, let's just say you hit a pothole or something causes you to lose control on your UC, you fall over, that's it, right? You're toast. It's like, no thank you. So that's one of the reasons I refuse to ride to Surrey. I don't want to take the Patello Bridge. Alex Fraser is a modern bridge, but it's also a very low barrier, and it's super windy, and it's also high up. I'm not the best at heights. So at nighttime, it's not terrible because you don't see all the ocean and the river under you. But even then, it's sketchy. I just don't want to be exposed on a EUC that has, and then there's crosswind, and you're in a narrow area that you can fall over. It's like I ride EUC to have fun and maybe some slight challenge. I don't want to challenge myself crazy, possibly die just because I want to go to Surrey, and I don't go to Surrey. Why am I going to Surrey? Better safe than Surrey is the motto. For those that are not from here, Surrey is the area that you don't go to because it's not the best place. See, there's steel and oak. Sometimes there used to be was there, the Smash Burger place. I haven't seen them for a while. And then I think the Birria Top Rope Birria used to be there once in a while too. But they haven't been around either. So what we'll do is we'll go here, and then we'll go through the scenic way, which is we're gonna go by the quay, or the boardwalk, I should say, not the quay. We're gonna go to the quay. Just like the purpose to say quay, it's key. For like non-English speakers, how would you pronounce Q-A-Y? Right? That's quay. Now, let's stop here, do some mounting practice. It's nice and secluded. And also pull up my sock. My sock is causing troubles. Okay, let's pretend mounting. Okay, so have it more, that was the key. Yeah, that way. Have it more that way. Push off, step forward. Yeah, step forward is the key thing. My bells because people are very oblivious. Yeah, it's nice to have this belt because it's not as obnoxious as always ringing my horn. I can't win either way. Either pass on the left, pass on the right. Then they often go the wrong way. Good to practice bonking, actually. So basically you push down so that you time it, and then you get the jump up. Don't want to go on the pier, because the pier could be slippery. Just practice bonking on these like mini bumps. So push down and jump up. See, if you hit it normally, it's not that much of a difference. Right? You feel a little bit. The bonking just kind of helps you like glide over it more. But you have to practice and time it so that you don't hit like bonk right onto the corner. It's tiring. That's only a little bit. See, here you could practice going downstairs, but then you have a wood pier. You don't want to go onto that. Oh, that bump is a little bit bigger than I was expecting. bell. Got this here. See, the bell's a little obnoxious, so I don't tend to use it. The horn if I don't need to. I'm trying to use it there, but just like silent, like not to aggressively warn people that I'm coming. So be careful here. This is the pier. This is wood. See, that trail bell is not very good. It's shaking here, right? But since there's suspension, you don't hear much, right? So it's best if I mount it on myself or something. There is the toy soldier. So the ride here is not too bad, actually. World's tallest tin soldier. Nutcracker, basically. See, yeah, the pier here is slick. Yeah, my left knee, the pad's coming down. Yeah, you can either crisscross the pads, straps, or drill a hole. What Marty did. The horn in a different location. What if you had it pointing that way? So they've changed this a bit here. See this? It's like a roundabout. But you gotta be careful, the ridge is here. You think it's safe, but the color is very similar. And then you got these little water features here. You fit that, you're gonna go flying. It's like a little ditch. Okay, so it's a four-way stop here. Not a traffic light, which is good. It used to be. So you gotta be careful when you cross over the railway tracks. Well, that is one way, okay. Let's wait for him to go because we don't want to get stuck behind him. Let's go this way. And then we're gonna go over to the bridge. That's a bit windy. can't remember if it's here or not. I don't think it's here. It's the next one, I think. Yeah. Yeah, it's 6th Street. That's where you can cross over, I believe. Yes. So you can cross over here, and then there's a little bridge. So I've taken a picture here before. The moon is kind of shrouded. So here's a playground. This is the pier. This used to be a whole bunch of railroad ties, I guess you could say, which made up the pier. And then one time, it was an arsonist, I think, set fire to it. So all the creosote in the it's a highly combustible material used for making railroad ties. It all burned, so you could smell it in Vancouver, and it was super toxic. So this whole pier just burned up. So this is newish. It was like maybe, what, 3 years ago or so? One of the summers. It's too bad that the pier doesn't go all the way down. It just kind of ends over there, so you have to go back. So that bridge there, that nice looking bridge, the newer one, is the SkyTrain bridge. And then the crappy one behind it is the Pattullo bridge. The Pattullo bridge is the one I was saying. Pattullo is the one I was saying that I did not want to ride on. It's good there's no one else here. Usually there's a whole bunch of people having parties and whatnot. It's nice and secluded here. So here's a good shot. Let's try the EUC a little closer to me here. Yeah, because it just ends here, right? There's not really... It doesn't go very far that way. Yeah, it's not too cold today, actually. I'm totally overdressed. So here, right, you see all that crap, cigarettes, beer, that's the people partying here. Now that, yeah, see, the trail doesn't go all the way through, it just ends right there. So you got 3 bridges here. You got the SkyTrain bridge, Patilla Bridge, and a rail bridge. What you can hear right now is a train passing by. Now, is that going to block my way across it? I don't think so, because I'm going over it. Yes, I'm going to be going over it, so luckily not. Let's practice mounting here. Nice and secluded, no one else around. Can I mount? Okay, so you got your leg in here. You're looking forward. I have it angled more this way. Push off. Fine. Just have it angled more that way and step onto it like straight upright. That time I didn't really lean forward. I had my weight more on like the ball of my foot. So here's some bathrooms here if you want. Here at the train. Settle down, there's walking through here. You walk down. There's the train. That's pretty cool. Don't watch out for pedestrians here. So it's nice to have this bridge and you bypass the train traffic. Gotta be careful with the pedestrians here. Now that car, I don't know what it's doing. Yeah, it's coming this way, so I'm not going to use that. I'm going to go on this narrow path. Try not to pedal clip. And I'm going to have to go on that hill. Right? I'm going to have to jump this curb and get on to here where that guy is blocking the street. Idiot. In the bike lane. Like, you have parking all along here, right? No, I'm gonna be on the bike lane right at the intersection, right? Those are the idiots. Just selfish. Just plain selfish. Those are the people that piss me off. Okay, let's go. We don't want to just stop here in the middle of nowhere. If it's clear and safe, I will cross through. It's better than waiting there for traffic to catch up to you, which could run you over, especially late at night. All my riding is late at night. You don't know if there's drunk people that will plow into you from behind. So yes, people will say, hey, you're not following the rules. Yes, I'm not. I will do what's safe for me. If I get run over for crossing over, that's on me, right? I'm in a EUC. I have nothing to lose. You can run me over and you won't get injured. But I do not want to get hit. Let's see. I go this way and wait for the car to go. And then cross over. See, that's a steep hill up that way. So my right turn isn't the greatest right now. Because I think I'm hugging the EUC too much. I have to give it more space. More wiggle room. That's the key. If you want to maneuver well, give it more space between the shell and your calf, your foot. You don't want to be clamping on the wheel, because then you can't angle the wheel. Basically, to do that, you'd have to tilt your whole body with the wheel, left and right. right? It's nice to be able to keep your body upright and then pivot the wheel between your legs, let it play like this, so that you can stay upright and then have it turn. Now let's see, this part here says, walk your bike. Let's see, they still haven't finished this yet. Cyclist, stop and dismount. Okay, I'm not a cyclist. I'm a unicyclist. As long as there's no one here, I'll just go here very slowly. So you always want to be respectful of people, as long as they give you respect as well, right? You treat others how you want to be treated. If someone is being a douche, then they can be treated like a douche. If they're being respectful, treat them respectfully. So I only be a douche when people are purposely trying to kill me or are oblivious to their surroundings, which are dangerous to them and me. Just like that e-scooter guy that hit me when he was turning left. That was last week or the week before. Now let's see, can we roll into this and have it in our favor? See, the light's there, but does it mean that we have it in our favor? I don't know. It's hard to tell. Let's just stop. This is hard to tell, right? You got cars turning, and we'll wait for them to go, and then we'll go. Now we'll go. Now you got to be careful here, because this thing here is not it's not laid out very well. It looks like the road is closed, but it's not. Right? And then you have to be careful when you navigate this, because you're going downhill now on a bumpy sidewalk. I used to fly down this on my Jetson Bolt Pro from Costco. I haven't ridden that in a while, maybe like a year and a half. That was my my intro drug to e-vehicles. So first it was the Jetson Bolt Pro. Rode that for about 3,000 kilometers or so for a few years, 3 years. Then I upgraded to a Volt Bike Bravo, which was a 28-inch wheel e-bike with a 19.2 amp hour battery. Yeah, I used to fly down this, but you know, when you're an EUC, it's different. I don't go down hills fast like I used to on my e-bike. Because like one wrong move and then you go flying over frontwards, right? At least on that bike you can brace on handlebars. You got two wheels. One wheel is inherently less stable. You're just relying on a gyroscope. It's basically, EUC is like a Segway with one wheel only. So just take this carefully. I'm only going 20k. Now there's going to be a penitentiary on the left side, which has turned into a bar. Let's see. There'll be some stairs that lead up, and you're like, what's this? Ooh, it's after that light. So you gotta watch out for people turning here. So be careful, be careful, be careful. Watch out for cars. Flash them if you can. And then I think penitentiary is about here. Let's see. For these bushes, yeah, you got this little thing here. Is there anyone there? This gray fox. Just sitting. Yeah, see how sketchy that is? It's like a castle, right? It's all wet here too. Must have just rained. So this used to be a penitentiary. The penitentiary is a jail, prison, as you could say. I don't know if that's a fancy term or whatnot. Yeah, and then they've turned into a bar. It used to be like a daycare, of all things. if I can bend down and get a shot. Okay, that's good enough for me. Let's get out of here. Try to put more over here. I feel like I'm getting sick. My throat. That's the thing, living with kids. It's a petri dish of germs. Hear another train. Jeez. It's so loud. I wish I had a train horn. That would be perfect on the EUC. I have a train horn for all the absent-minded pedestrians and cars. That would be awesome. Wish I had something like that. Yeah, it's so wet here. Like, I don't know, understand. It's wet there and it's fine here. Why is it raining from the penitentiary? Makes no sense to me. Okay. How's the camera going? Is it recording? Yes, it is. That's mount. So look forward, have it below you, kick off, look upright. That was good. Yeah, have it like below you, don't have it in front of you. If you have it too far in front of you, you're kind of like catching up to it. It's like a bobsled, is my analogy. Or the luge. Like you have it in front of you, you're pushing off, and then you're chasing after it. That's the last thing you want to be doing on an EUC. You'd rather be like kind of on something close to you that you're just getting onto. Like a sled, you know, when you were a kid, just get onto it. Not like something that you're running after, tossing in front of you, and then trying to catch up to. So here's the only sketchy part. You gotta go on the sidewalk here, or you take that weird detour that goes all the way around just to get back to here. They should really have thought this better. It's not a continuous bike route. You gotta weave through pedestrians here in a narrow lane just to get over here. Oh good, there's a light. That's nice. Greens and Beans Deli. Greens and Beans Deli. a light up there, so we'll game it so that we are not going to be stuck behind it. Don't roll up too fast if you don't need to. Cars are not your friend, they're your enemy. So you watch out, that guy's coming up, right? He's turning left. Fucking idiots. That guy was just gonna go. Like, you can see I'm already coming up this way, and they're just like, I'm just gonna, oh, there's a La Panche pizza here. Oh, interesting. La Panche. Oh, maybe I should go there. Maybe, yeah, that's very good. We should tell Matt. Let's cross back, turn around. Whoa. That'd be a good snack, actually. La Panche. That's a good pizza place. They have one on Commercial Drive. I didn't know they've opened one here. This will be a break. La Panche. That's cool. Oh, I wasn't even running with my lights on. Just have to take off one hand when I eat. Yeah, sure, let's go. It's not often that I get to go to La Panche. La Panche? La Panche. La Panche pizza. Let's see, this guy just looks like he swept the floor or mopped it. Hey, how you doing?
Hello, hi, how are you?
Pretty good. You guys have a new location here. How long have you been around?
1 year something.
Oh, really? Okay, I haven't noticed. Let's see. You don't happen to have that one that's like pancetta with like white sauce, do you?
So, for example, with white sauce, we have like a mushroom top,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and then we have a pesto chicken, garlic.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
margarita.
What's this one here?
This one is like pesto chicken.
Oh, okay. I see. Okay. Can I have one margarita and one maybe pesto chicken?
This one?
Yep.
Just only one?
And one margarita, please.
One margarita.
Yep. Thank you. What time do you close?
The close at 12.
Oh, 12? Okay. Nighttime. Go around.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So, it takes time
Yeah.
to be famous, so.
Oh yeah, I know. I don't plan to be. It's just more for my hobby. Yeah. Thank you.
Enjoy, yeah.
Thank you. Let's go this way. Oops, gonna fall over into the bush. So mount with confidence. You do a half-ass mount, you get a half-ass result. So earlier I was doing like a half-ass mount. So it looks like they put a bike lane here now. That's nice of them. I don't know if my helmet light is not working for the rear flashing. That's why it's always good to have extra lights. In case one set doesn't work. I have to be careful here. It's pretty dark. So that's La Panche Pizza. There's a location in Commercial Drive. What's going on there? And their specialty is like the pancetta with white sauce and caramelized onions. They didn't have it at this location. So I got a margarita and a pesto chicken. They're all right. $4 a slice. The dough is thin and not really crispy, but a little chewy at the end, but not stale. It gives your jaw a workout. So the margarita, cheese, not that much taste, the sauce, not much taste. So I wouldn't get that again. Usually the margarita is how you judge a good pizza establishment, so it's not that great. Tried the pesto chicken, that had a little more flavor, but again, nothing memorable. So only go to La Panche Pizza if you can find that pancetta with white sauce, because I've been disappointed by the other slices. But overall, they're not bad. They're better than Pizza Garden, or maybe they're on par with Pizza Garden, I would say. Yeah, that mount was horrible. Yeah, I'd say on par with Pizza Garden, but cheaper. Pizza Garden is expensive. Like a Pizza Garden pizza is like $35. You can get a straight out of Brooklyn large pizza for what, 22? And the quality's better in my opinion. So that's a pretty steep hill. I used to bomb down that on my e-bike. But you know, with old age comes experience. And plus I'm also on the EUC as well. So it's a nice little bikeway here. Let's test the horn. See, nothing. Yeah, the horn's not very reliable. See, that took like 3 hits. So if you're gonna have an accident, that's like a delay. What I should try and do is like hold it and see until it actually starts. So putting on the gloves, the best way is to remove them completely. The inner glove, the liner, and then just put it on each time, rather than having them both inside, trying to squeeze your fingers in. So be careful here. You see the fog, right? Spooky. Because this is a steep hill. You don't want to bomb down this because there's a these little turnstile thing here, these poles, and then you also have two speed bumps here. So this is Hume Park. I've passed by coyotes. Coyotes have passed by me here. So it's kind of creepy having someone just in the dark over there. But don't worry, where we're going next is going to be even more creepy. Spooky. You got the dew here, right? Where we're going is going to be the Brunette Trail, which goes, I think it's part of the Central Valley Greenway. And then it goes to in forest, right beside the Brunette River. Now, we don't have a light right now, but are there any cars? Oh, there's not. Let's go. This is perfect. So this is North Road, so this is Burquitlam. If you keep going up, and there's a very narrow path, it's not very well, you can hit Lougheed Highway. We'll hit H-Mart, Lougheed Highway and whatnot. But where we're going is right here. This is where we're going. The Central Valley Greenway, the Brunette River, deep in the forest. So it's gravel, but it's not bad. Right? And then, yeah, it's deep in the forest. It's turned on high beams. We got turbo mode. And we can take a picture as we're going along here in the wilderness. In case there's any murderers. It's not that dark here, actually. One time, riding here with my friend, there's this guy in the bush just staring at us in the dark. That's creepy, eh? So later on, there's a picture or a nice graffiti art of Pennywise underneath the Kensington, I think. I want to say overpass. Yeah, it's nice and spooky here. Foggy. Oh yeah, it's super foggy here. What are those things on the ground? They look like fluorescent spiders or something. So let's just be careful. You want to scan left and right. Watch out for... See, the gravel here is not bad. Scan for people. You don't want to see any creepy people here in the dark like I am. And it's the light, the night is actually a brighter night because the moon's out. So what we'll do is we'll stop underneath the overpass. Oh, look at that dark red light. That's spooky. Yeah, like I was saying, one time there's this guy in the bush on the side in the dark just staring at us as we rode by. It's creepy. Like, one, why are you in the dark by yourself? Two, what are you doing? Very atmospheric. You got the fog coming in. Yeah, so like I was saying, that Lepage pizza is okay. It's a cheaper Pizza Garden, I guess you could say. Pizza Garden is pricey. And it doesn't have much taste. Like Lepage, like you're eating it and you're like, sauce doesn't have much flavor, the cheese doesn't have much flavor, you're just eating dough. The dough is decent. It's not the best, you know, it's not super flavorful. It's a little bit doughy, like chewy, but also dry at the same time, but not crispy. So on the left is the Brunette River. You can't see it because it's dark. If you go here in the summertime, you're gonna have lots of gnats in your face, like those swarms of flies. So what time is it? It is 10:47. So this is just like a chill ride. Oh, it's super foggy now. My high beams are hindering me more than they're actually helping. See? Let's aim them higher up so that the high beam is not right in my face. Okay, so here you can hear the traffic, right? The overpass is in this really secluded, sketchy area. See, the overpass is up there. Where I'm going to stop to take a picture is right under here. See this? Now you want to scan to make sure there's no one around. I'm going to be super quiet so I can hear. It's sandy here. There we go. So keep scanning. Make sure there's no one else around. Right? Take a picture and get out of here. Okay. Now, make sure no one's coming up to attack us. Watch your 6. Okay. We have a good shot? Yes, we do. That's a good shot. Now, let's get out of here. Don't stay too long, especially if you're by yourself, like I am right now. Like, yes, I am armed, but I don't want to have to fight with anyone right now at this time. Just push off and go. Mobility is your friend. You want to get out of harm's way, right? You don't want to just stay around there and wait for someone to attack you. Okay, the horn works. So the key thing is when you take a picture of that Pennywise is you don't want a light shining right at it. Otherwise you get this glare which is hard to fix in post-production. Now we're just going slowly here because I'm trying to also charge my phone, plug it in and not crash, and then put it away without dropping it at the same time. So that's the beauty of EUC, is you have both hands free, but don't be distracted by like texting and whatnot. Then you've defeated the whole purpose. You're gonna be distracted riding. But I saw someone, this guy wears red, I think it is. He's based out of Seattle, riding the EUC. He's also riding a Sherman S, using an Insta360 X4, which I've been looking at, but my main worry was low light performance. So anyway, he's been riding, like good riding skills, and he's only been riding for 3 months, which is impressive. But he was doing seated riding, holding the selfie stick with the Insta360 on one hand, while seated riding, and also having bubble tea with the right hand, with the other hand. That's perfect. Drinking bubble tea and riding, and also holding a selfie stick. That's awesome. I want to get to his skill level. Like, I've been riding longer, but my skill levels are not as good as his. Because I just do the same stuff over and over. I don't do group rides because it's hard to find people at the same time that are free with me at the same time. You know, because when you're in group rides, that's when you kind of like force yourself to follow what others are doing and go faster and challenge yourself. But you know, I'm just by myself, so I'm just used to what I'm doing. I'm not pushing it. I don't want to faceplant, so I don't take risks. You know, it's all what you want to do. How serious do you want to take it? I don't want to take it very serious. This is just my relaxing hobby. I'm not here to beat like speed records. You know, I'm not trying to impress anyone or race anyone. I'm just riding for me. So I don't ride more than 32K, which is the limit. Don't want to draw attention to myself. Because even on my e-bike, I never went higher than 32K. That's my governed limit, and I just stuck to it. Because 32 is actually pretty fast. So this is the first Costco, the Brighton one. But yeah, like, I'm just more of the chill rider. I'm not, you know, doing any fast maneuvers. The one thing I want to work on is bonking right now. There's a few skills I want to learn. Bonking, seated riding, I've practiced that before. I'm not consistent with it because I can't transition. It's too scary. So I just start when I'm unseated right away and then just go. 2 weeks ago, maybe a week ago, I was going down a slight hill and I totally lost it because I got that sensation that, like, you know, the rug is pulled out under you, and I was going way too fast. So I was going way too fast, and then I just bailed straight backwards onto my back. Tried to put both feet down, which is not what you're supposed to do. I should have, like, carved backwards. Okay. Got a stop line here. So it's a stop line because it's a single way. Right? There's going to be cars coming that way. Let's see. I don't know, where's the sensor? Is there a light you can press? I don't hear anyone. Because when that's triggered, that means that there's someone coming from that direction. It's a single way. I thought this construction was all done. There we go. Let's mount. Okay, that mount's not bad. See, kind of like when you mount, you have to like hop on and just go. So it says construction access only. Okay, so this is actually not finished. I thought it was. It's not. Let's be careful. Because what are those cars doing? Those are cars waiting for me. Thank you. Yeah, so good thing I didn't go earlier, because those cars are waiting for me. And luckily the light didn't change. I wasn't too slow. Let's just take the lane. Because look, there's back there, it's all broken glass. Someone's car got broken into, so if I was riding in that bike lane with all the crap in there, I'd probably get a flat tire. And plus the bike lane says it's closed anyway, and there's no one else behind me, so just take the lane. Let's just ride. Yahoo! See, I think the lane, yeah, it's still single lane traffic. It's not fixed yet. So it's actually still not done. It's still not done. I thought it was. It'll be a good chance for me to practice my mounting skills. It's still single lane traffic. I don't know how our car fit through that, honestly. Okay, we got a light. Let's go. No, it's not bad. So what really helps is kicking off. Kicking off, but having it below you that you see, not having it in front of you. So we're gonna take this side of the lane. Because that side looks like crap. Just gotta watch out for these manhole covers. So yeah, here's the other red light. So it's a one-way that takes turns. Yeah, so there's a car, or that's security, I think. I wanna watch out for this guy, because he's coming up pretty fast. Yeah, there's all this debris in the bike lane. Watch out for that thing there. It says detour, but is it actually closed? I don't know. Because I think last time it was like that too. Just be careful where we're going. Watch out for the, it's getting, my mirror's getting fogged up. It says bike lane closed. Okay. It's a separate lane, so this is still under construction. I don't know when I was driving here, where was I driving? Definitely wasn't this. Maybe it was further on. Yeah, I think I got out here. The car came through this way and then I thought it was done. So just watch out on your right. So Michael Bublé's house is somewhere around here on Government Street. In there. We'll watch out. This material, this road surface is giving me the clench wheel kind of vibes. Because there was like a bunch of like potholes or whatnot. You hit a pothole the wrong way, you can get into wobbles. So right now I'm slightly carving. I don't do the really aggressive carving. I'm afraid I'm gonna like lose it. So I just do subtle like changes in weight. Okay, so we got a separate lane. Just good because I can see like there's light, right? Crossover. You want to watch out for the surface material. You want to avoid any parallel lines. That's what I learned when I had my OG Sherman. It tram lined. Oh, there's another train. So it would tram line if I hit like painted lines, ruts in the road that were parallel to me. What do they call them? Like tar snakes, where they fix the road, but it's like a line, a squiggly line. Yeah, so the wheel would get sucked into it. You'd lose your balance. Like it would want to self-right, like for example this railroad track. If I followed it parallel, it would just like, you know, suck the wheel into the divot, and I'd lose balance. I've had that happen at least 10 or more times. So I learned to like always be carving, but as soon as you hit that line, it can pull you. Because I've also had it with sidewalks too. So like, you know, the grooves in the sidewalk, if you have the ones that's parallel to you, like in the middle, for example, pretend this is all sidewalk, right? Pretend this dotted line is like the separator in the middle of the sidewalk between the sheets. You know, when they paved the concrete. So you know, you have all these dividers of the tiles. If you go in this middle tile, it will suck you in. Your wheel will like get sucked into that wherever it is, and then you're just going to lose balance. It's just going to get sucked in and righted, upright, and follow that line until you like forcefully pull out of that rut. It's called tram lining or train tracking. But train tracking is different. Train tracking is more, I think, when you have like a slant and then your wheel follows the camber of the slant. So like pretend you have a slant like this in the road. Instead of your wheel being vertical up and down, it kind of tilts so that it's perpendicular to the slant. That's more like train tracking. Tram lining is where you get sucked into a rut, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, my OG Sherman with the Kenda stock knobby, that tram line like crazy. Even with like lower PSI, higher PSI. It was the Kenda stock knobby. It had hard rubber, which wasn't forgiving on the sidewall, and also the knobs were hard rubber too. So even though you lowered the pressure, it felt like it was still like a rock hard hockey puck. A lot of trains. Yeah, so like it felt like a hockey puck that you were riding on. So I don't know, because it's so hard, it like gets into the groove and then you can't get out. Whereas my CST, which is not the stock on this Sherman S, is not, it's more compliant. It's softer rubber, the tire is soft, the sidewalls are soft, and it kind of like contours to the road. So kind of like when people say, oh, you're getting train tracking or tram lining, decrease the PSI. So what that does is it makes it softer. It makes it softer so that your tire kind of deforms around the forms to the road. So instead of being like rounded profile, it kind of gets more of a flat profile. And you know, it's kind of more forgiving. But even when I took out the, lowered the PSI on my OG Sherman with the Kenda stock knobby, it was still tram lining all over the place. So many times I was caught off guard. Like I'd avoid the lines, and then there would be like a hidden one on the road that I didn't see, because I ride at nighttime. And then it would just be like, I'm just carving, and then there'd be like this vertical line on the road. Boom! I hit it. My carving stops, and I get sucked into the middle. So you're trying to carve, all of a sudden pretend someone grabs onto your wheel and doesn't let go, and just wants you to go straight on this line. You're gonna lose balance. And yeah, that's what it totally would do. I almost crashed into some people on the sidewalk, going at really low speed. Almost crashed into a pole in the middle of the sidewalk. Yeah, I don't ride the sidewalk often, but in that instance I had to. And I've never had that issue with the Sherman S. Like if it does, it's very, very subtle. Like you'll grab it a little bit, and then you can just like change your balance, and you're fine. But yeah, the OG Sherman with that Kenda, it's the tire for sure. So like that's one of the reasons I wouldn't want to switch my CST to the actual stock Sherman S tire, which is the Kenda actually. This is an aftermarket CST knobby, maybe a clone of what the Kenda is. But I much prefer this. It's softer, it may not last as long, but it's more forgiving. It does have the fall over effect, like you tilt too much and you feel like you're just going to fall. But I like it for the grip. I ride mostly on asphalt, but some gravel, the wet leaves, painted surfaces, those things, puddles. I'd rather have the knobby than the street tire and lose traction. I say the street tires, certain street tires have pretty good traction, but I'm just kind of used to this. Like I hate knobby tires for e-bikes, but for UCs I think they're fantastic, other than the fallover effect. And people say the turning isn't as good, like it's not as gradual, because you don't have like a rounded profile. It's more of a square, chunky profile. Okay, so I'm already losing battery. It's already on this battery right now. So I don't know if I'm going to do downtown. It's a long way. I'm going to lose, what do you call it? Lose footage. What time is it? It's 11 something. So yeah, I don't think I'll do downtown. I'll just do New West today. I don't want to like get so sore. Because if I do downtown and do the seawall, that's a long stretch. And then come back. Yeah, that'd be a long, long stretch. And then my footage, I'm already halfway. Half my batteries are already depleted. There's the train. Let's take the lane. That's what I've learned. Just take the lane. Pretend you are a car. Yeah, will I have to go past that train? That's the question. My feet are a little bit sore. You know, sometimes when you ride and you just feel good. Not really feeling the groove right now. Something about my socks. It's making my feet hurt a little bit. Or maybe it's just the tense pressure that I was doing when you're going downhill and you're trying to slow down. You know, when you're going uphill and you're being careful. You're kind of like curling your toes when you should be relaxed. I should have been doing more carving actually. Right? But I don't want to carve too much here because this is a painted surface. It's slippery. They think, oh yeah, let's paint everything. Yeah, that's super slick. Right? I don't want to like carve so aggressively on this slick surface. Alright, we'll just like head home from here, I think. My right knee is getting a little bit tight. So that was a good enough ride, I would say. Don't like say you're doing good and then like push it some more and then you just overdo it. And then you're like, oh, why did I keep going? Because if I keep going along this way, there's going to be a lot of starting and stopping to do. If I go to downtown. Oh, it's so wet there. I'm going to be going here anyway tomorrow because there's Costco. Here's the recycle depot. So I'm just going this way. This is Still Creek. I don't want to do BCIT because there's nothing really much to do there. I did that last time. That's when I fell right on my back. You know, I could practice seated riding here. Let's try that. Let's get on seated riding. That's a good practice skill. Because it's just going this way. It's nothing too major that we're doing. So let's do that. Okay, now I'm seated. I like to sit further back. That's a me thing. Because I find if you're too far forward with your feet, you're going to lose control. You don't have any braking. So I like to have my feet further back. It's like right now I feel like I'm losing control. So I like to have my feet further back, heels up, and then have my calves hugging the pads, like they're out of the pads right now. They're like seated upright, they kind of lean forward. So like if you sit up straight, you slow down. If you lean forward a bit, then you accelerate. So this is where I have to practice like my low speed maneuvering. Right? Sit up, you slow down. So I'm not going very fast, I'm going 22. A lot of trains, like I was saying. This is like the third train we've seen today. So I don't go very fast seated riding. Still learning the maneuvering. Right? I'm not really carving. Just kind of like have my hands free flowing. Maybe one on my knee. I don't like having my hand on the handle. I find it kind of makes you lose balance. That's just me. Maybe I'll get comfortable doing that. Yeah, it just feels weird. So here I'm going too fast, I feel it. So let's sit back. Yeah, I felt like I was losing control there for a minute. So sit further back and slow down. Because that was a bit of a decline. So sit further back and then carve. Yeah, carve and sit back is what I find helps for braking. What some people do too is they pull the front handle. That, yeah, that seems to help. You pull the handle, lean back. At least it gives you a third point of contact. Pull the handle, lean back. That kind of helps. Yeah. Just watch out here. This bump is pretty bad. Whew. You don't want to hit that on the right side. That bump is like, it's very poorly designed. So here's like the nest of crows. The crows live all around here. Let's see how far can I go seated riding. If I could make it all the way up Gilmore, that would be an accomplishment. Because it's like an incline. So like say you're going too fast, pull back on the handle and lean back. Because just leaning back is scary, man. Right? So what I did was I kind of made my Sherman handle higher. I put like, you know those mounts so you can put more junk on your handlebars? Like, you know, it's like basically like a circle. How do I describe it? It's like the letter B, pretty much. Like, pretend it's metal. It's a mount. So one part of the B goes onto your handlebar, and then there's an extended part of the B, and then the other part of the B has like a handle. So it's like what you use to put, say, a GoPro, if you don't, or more flashlights on your handlebar if you don't have the room. So I put that on there. It's not that strong because it's just aluminum, right? But at least it gives me something to pull on to, because the stock Sherman handle is quite low. If you're doing seated riding, you really have to reach down, right? At least this raises it up so it's maybe like 4 inches tall over the stock handlebar. I won't show it to you because I'm gonna like crash, but I'm just going very slow right now. So let's see. I'm gonna try and cross that, not get run over. But there's people there. That looks kind of, I don't want to be so sketchy with people around. That's more self-conscious. So let's just stop here and then we'll cross over. Is there anything I want to see over there? That's a question mark. That is Central Valley. Maybe I go downtown. How do I feel? Let's see, let's wait for these cars to see what they're going to do. Wait for the light. I could go to Central Park. The light's not going, so I'm just going to go. It'll take forever. Now, where were those people? There were some people sitting here. Were they on the bus stop? Yes. No, they're on the side. There's a few people there, and that's one guy there. Yeah, seated riding here could be a little dicey, but let's do it. I got past the scary part, which is the crossing of the intersection. I'll just do this, seated riding a bit. So this is like what the red guy wears was doing. Seated riding, holding selfie stick with like an Insta360 X4 and then having bubble tea on the other side. So like if you have to stop, you really got to just know your balance, right? You have nothing to let go of and grab the handle. You really have to know what you're doing. Like seated riding is like learning to ride EUC all over again. Going down hills, going up hills, trying to do tight turns, carving. It's all new. It's a totally different muscle set. You have less control. Like I can't do a U-turn on this, like a sharp U-turn. And then bumps too, you could get like pogoed off if you're not doing it properly. So it's definitely, for me it's a novelty. It's another skill to try, to mix it up. It doesn't save my legs. It actually makes my legs more tired, I find. Yeah, going up this is fine. If I go up like Gilmore, I'd want to be standing, because I'd be with traffic. I feel like my helmet light is not flashing. I don't know, it wasn't charged or something. So let's slow down here and pull onto it. So slow down, slow down, slow down. Cool, right? Coast. Coast to the stop. It's hard. It's not easy. It is not easy. Wait for cars to go. I don't trust him. Go ahead. I don't trust you. That's why I let you go first. I don't trust them. Let's do turbo mode because I can't really see. Yeah, that's better. So what we want to do is we want to get off this street as soon as we can. Because yes, this is a bike lane, but then you're going to get pushed onto the shoulder. Buses sometimes pass through here as well. So watch out for potholes. My right knee is getting sore. So whenever I have to torque it. That's EA, Evil Arts, Electronic Arts. People that have like destroyed the video game industry. They used to be the darling of Canada, right? But then they turned evil because they got so big, and then they just started buying out all the small companies and then just shutting them down, watering down all the games, just releasing just garbage year after year, the same stuff, the same trash. NHL, NBA, no innovation. They just got lazy. And then like Battlefield, killing that off. The independent developers were great. They had passion for the product, but when they bought them out, they just became corporate. They didn't care, and it was just you could see it just was horrible. Like So they went from like a loved company, like a small upstart, in Burnaby, Canada, and then they became way too big and then way too corporate, and everything just suffered. It's like what happens to a lot of things, right? You have a small company that's doing handmade pizzas, whatnot. They become a franchise. They go across the country, and then it's totally different quality. Corners are cut. It's the same thing. You become too large. You expand too fast. It's all about the profits. So So, for example, another thing is like in Canada, there's Tim Hortons. Tim Hortons was, you know, a small donut shop from Hamilton, Ontario by a hockey player, NHL player, Tim Horton. He liked donuts, so he created his own restaurant or a bakery. You could have coffee and donuts. You know, it was all about like Canadian identity. It was a place like the neighborhood. People would just hang out in the neighborhood, each small community. And then what happened was times changed. They cut corners. They got bought out by Wendy's from the States. And then they got bought by like a Brazilian multifaceted food conglomerate, which is all about cutting costs, all about profit, right? So everything suffers. Like the food is not that good anymore. Everything is frozen. It's not fresh, right? Everything is, you know, just like poorly done. Let's go Patterson for a change. Not quite done tonight's ride yet. But yeah, everything is just poorly made now, you know. Everything's frozen. The workers are not even from this country anymore. You know, it used to be Canadians, right? But now it's all these people that from other countries that will take a lower paying job because the Canadians don't want to work it. So, you know, it's like a lose-lose situation, right? You don't have Canadians working in the stores because they don't want to be paid that low wage. And then now, you know, Canadians don't want to go into those stores because they're getting horrible service from people that don't really speak English. Not to be racist, but it's just how it is. Yeah, your orders get mixed up. It's poorly made. You know, the friendliness isn't there. You know, you don't feel like you're in Canada anymore. Like, if you see a Caucasian person working at Tim Hortons, that's the minority. Like where I am in Vancouver, I can't remember the last time I've seen a Caucasian person working at the Tim Hortons here. I grew up on the East Coast where it's mostly Caucasian people, so you feel like you're still in Canada, but here it's very multicultural, which, you know, is a benefit, but it's also a drawback when people don't learn to speak English and, you know, integrate with society here. English is the official language, but then you have people that don't want to learn it, and they want to follow their own rules, like driving, you know, all kinds of things, right? And it's just, you know, you come to Canada, speak the language, you know, follow our rules, right? That's just my rant. Canada is totally changed under Trudeau's regime. It's just like, it doesn't feel like Canada anymore. Like you know, like my ancestry is also, I'm not Canadian, but, you know, I speak full English, right? That's all I speak. Same with my parents. But yeah, just like, you know, the friendliness isn't there anymore. It's, you know, it's big city, no English. You know, it's just, I don't know what to say. Times have changed. Okay, let's cross over. How much is gas? 167.9. What can we do? We could practice seated riding around Central Park if we wanted to. Wait. Practice mounting. Curb hops. Go take pictures over there by Royal Oak, actually. The best part of taking pictures is on that spot, so let's do it there. Where the lights were nice, let's go there. Do I have any more cough drops? I do. My throat is really dry. No, we don't have time to do it. I'm gonna get a light. Oh, that mount was horrible. That wasn't a good mount. I really have to go with confidence. I kind of did it like half-assed. You have to step up with confidence. So there's electric charging over there. It used to be free, I think. So let's see. Go this way. I'll take a left and see if I can take a picture. Watch out for the road surface here. There's those lines I was talking about, they're all along this road. Okay, the lights are still up, so that's good. Let's go take a left up here. Yeah, okay, here we go. Let's see. You want a good framing with the lights to have one light on one side, one on the other, and have the EUC in the middle. So right now, maybe I could do here or here, yeah. That's in the middle. You got that sign. Yeah, let's try it there. Because you got all this trash here in the way. Got a tree. Not terrible. Let's try it here. So I'm only at like, 37.8 kilometers, so it's not even 40K. The ride is not that long. Just try and take a shot without the tree in the way. Oh, this is okay. Wait for that car to go away. Stupid car. I'll wait for that to get out of the frame. Okay, there's people. Let's keep going. Where are they coming from? They're coming from over there. Let's go on the side so we're not blocking the way. Is that an e-scooter? Go and take pictures of the Christmas lights, actually. That's not a bad idea. there were some Christmas lights over there. Let's see, we got a light here. See, here it's not a good place to take a shot because you only got one pillar. Right? Let's just wander around, we got some time. Until we get a light going that way. Gain the light and then cross over. Okay, good. Let's go, there's no other cars. Let's go see the lights here. This is at Burnaby Public Library. Bob Pretty Library. This is nice. That's one thing I didn't do is I didn't go downtown just for lights. I did the Taylor Swift stuff. No skateboarding. Okay, I'm not skateboarding. What's going on here? Let's see. What kind of shot can I take? Lights here. Is that some person? Yeah, there's some people. Is that a drug addict sitting down there? Maybe, yeah. I think it is. I'm gonna do some stair drops right behind them. Pop, 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 pop. Yeah, because they hang around all around here. See this crap? It's those people. Yes, those people. Doing it for everybody else. That's what happened to the library there. They burnt it down. The children's area. Okay, so there's nothing really to shoot here. Just that drug addict over there by the stairs, which I don't really want to drop anyway. I got the Christmas tree. You can't really get a shot of this because it's so big and you'd have to move. That stair's not bad. It's like maybe 6 stairs. Let's go back to Central Park. So that flowed well. I could just quickly go and come back. How much battery do I have left in the camera? Still about maybe 70%. So try and brake and then go. Some more light. Because you need to really see any potholes. Like, I feel like the Sherman light is good, but it could be better. Maybe my eyesight's getting worse or something. Let's go. Yeah, so it's about almost 11, it's 11:36, so I don't want to stay out too late. I could ride downtown if I wanted to, but then I would get home like 12:30, 1 o'clock. It's too late. Got an early day tomorrow too. A lot of errands to do. So we'll just stop here. Let's watch out for that guy. He's not walking properly. You could do like loops of Central Park, but I usually do that when I'm on call. So I don't need to do it now. Probably like what, 30, 34. Feeling pretty comfortable. 36 boots. Slowing down. Could practice some, try and do transitioning seated riding, or try and do some bonking. Bonking sounds scary to me. Let's see. This is like a slight lip right here. So that was a slight lip. Let's just try and go back and then try and hit it again. So that's what I'm trying to practice, bonking. Slightly work my way up to like hitting actual curb. Right? You can't, there's nothing good here. Maybe if I go here again, this lip. Try and jump it a little bit. So push down and then go up again. I don't know what that person is doing. They're just walking around there. It's like, why would you walk in the dark? It's so creepy, right? It's very odd. Just practicing my turns. See, I bonked it too early, I think, and I hit it right on. It's not good. Getting better at doing my turns. It's like slow down, kneel in. This is a good time to practice, actually. Because there's no one else around. That's a bad turn. Cool. Yeah. See, going up to a full curb, that's scary. That's maybe like a quarter of a curb. So they say, like, push down and then pogo off. Push down so that you go up. Push down before it, and you go up. So you have less weight on the wheel as you're going over it. It's the timing. Now that's already made my knee hurt. I could practice a loop of seated riding here. I don't know, let's see if I can transition without like falling. So it was seated riding and transitioning. Let's see, can I do it here? How are my feet? So I have a handle, but it's just so scary, right? I'm totally not even ready for it. Like, you have to like split your legs and like man spread in the air and then not lose balance. My legs are already tired from riding. Let's just do seated riding practice in general, like turning and whatnot. Right? Let's start seated riding here and then turn. We'll use this to navigate. Okay, so I'm quite far back. Can I turn? Let's practice this. So, do some carving. Grab the front if you need to slow down. And carve backwards, like lean back and carve. Right? So that really slows it down. Because I'm sitting quite far back. Now see, can I turn? See, it's just like learning to ride a UC all over again, like I was saying. because you start to feel like you're falling over. Let's go in here. In a nice dark forest. Let's see. There's no one else around, right? Okay, so this is a good spot to practice. That was my left turn. Let's try my right turn. Whoa. I feel like I'm gonna like fall down. See, what you want to do is you want to practice that. And then, whoops, see, I just like lost balance just at that point. See, you see the surface here? It's not flat. I was going fine, and then I hit this like lower slight decline, and it totally screwed me over. The EUC got out of control, and it was like gonna fall over. Right, just that little bit. Like I'm more sensitive. So can I stop? Yeah, I lose my balance so easily. So like holding on to it does not help at all, because then I can't like shimmy left and right. If I want to slow down and brake, lean back and pull on the handle. Right, can I even navigate here to make a turn? It's pretty narrow. I don't think so. Right? Pretty narrow. I see riding is horrible. It's not good. I'm gonna try and go and do a loop. I have done that before. So let's get a start here, make a turn. We're on. Yeah, I don't know how people find this comfortable. It's not comfortable for me. Right? It's just not comfortable. Like that's new. Like you feel like you're sitting down doing an Asian squat. Or you're like a catcher in a baseball game. Like imagine doing that, like sitting like that for a long time. You can't tell me that's comfortable. I think people are just compensating and saying, oh, it's the best I can do, so it's comfortable. Because imagine if your bike is like this. You have a bike and then your feet are like in your chin. Like they're up to your chest. Well, not, I'm just being sarcastic. That's not comfortable. It's not ergonomic. Having your knees at an acute angle is not ergonomic. So I'm like on the cusp of like feeling like I'm losing control. I feel like I'm too far forward, and then like it's accelerating too fast, and I'm only going 18. I don't think I'll ever be a seated rider unless I practice every day and pretend it's like, that's all I can do. Yeah, my throat is sore. Should slow down and have a cough drop. So slowing down sucks too. Like slow down, then stick your foot out at some point in time. Sorry for complaining. I'm trying to acquire the taste of seated riding. I just can't. I see all the people like flying by, going super fast, transitioning while going fast, that's just super dicey. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. Got my cough drop. Now I can't complain. I was just getting better from a cold. It's literally the third cold in a row that I've gotten from my kids. I never got better from the first three. I just kept getting sick. I had a nagging cough for the longest time, and then what did I get? Oh yeah, runny nose, a lot of coughing, but not sore throat. And then the second time, even more congestion, coughing, runny nose, also no sore throat. Now this fourth time, I'm starting to get a sore throat. Usually when you first get sick, it's usually a sore throat is what you feel. So now I'm sitting further back on the seat and I feel more comfortable. I feel like I have to be like right on the back edge. Because then I can just like sit back a little bit and it slows down. When I'm too far forward and my feet are too far forward, it's like you're out of control. Like it's accelerating by itself, right? And then you really have to lean back. Like here, like no problem. Like I can navigate that turn. It's like when I turn, it doesn't accelerate. But when I sit too far forward, as soon as I turn, it accelerates through the turn, which is fine when you're standing. But when you're seated and learning, it's the scariest thing. Especially when you're doing low speed like U-turns. You turn and then all your weight goes forward some reason, and then you just start going too fast. So when you turn, you really have to lean back when you do a turn to keep it slow. Which is also a tip for when you're standing riding. Like if you want to do a tight turn, lean on the heel of the inner foot that you want to turn. So if you're turning left, lean on your left heel to slow it down and also make a sharper turn. It's all these things that people don't really tell you until you like read all these Reddit posts and people actually give you this info. Because you see on YouTube, people are just like, oh yeah, turn your shoulders and go into the turn, turn your waist and into the turn, look where you're going. Yeah, but it doesn't really tell you how to do the sharp turn, right? Like one of the ones that really helps is that guy in Singapore, Malaysia, who's running like an air wheel from like 10 years ago. Well, it was made 10 years ago. He says, you give space between the shell and your leg so that the EUC can pivot left and right. You're not locked into the EUC. Now that really helps a lot. So you do that, plus you also push in your inner heel where you want to turn. So it slows down the EUC and then makes a sharper turn. If you were to use your toes, that's accelerating and turning. So you can't get as sharp of a turn. I'm no pro at turning, but I've gotten a lot better just by those two tips. Give space between the shell and your leg of the EUC, and then use your foot heel to put pressure on where you want to turn. Want to turn tight left heel. And people also say one leg is straight, so your inner leg is straight with more weight on the EUC, and then your outer leg is more, you can leave your heel up. So right now my heels are up when I'm doing the seated riding. Oh, it's hurting my heels. Yeah. Hurting my heels and it's squishing my knees tight. But I'm just doing it to gain the muscle memory. One thing that's annoying is I have one of those bags, like a carry-on, like a purse, I guess, a meal purse. So it gets in the way and shifts my weight a little bit. So here I navigated that tight area okay. That's one of the places that I was scared about. So let's try and do seated riding by holding the handle like some people do. But not hold it rigidly, just place your hand there like you're touching your groin. Because what I do often when I get more comfortable is I put my hand on my left knee, and then my right hand is just kind of, moving around, keeping balance. But let's try holding my hand on the front handle, just lightly. Can that help me gain balance? It's not helping with balance. All these like trees and whatnot here, branches. I was losing balance there because I had to let go and then shift my weight. Yeah, see these charging stations? They used to be free, now you pay for the parking rate. There's a memorial here, someone passed away. So here, this is a pole, right? When we get to the later one, I'll tell you. The OG Sherman, I was saying that you hit a vertical ridge, a line parallel to the road, and it sucks you in. So this is a prime example. If you follow the ridge here between this red and the sidewalk, you know, the seam where they meet, the materials where they're different, that same thing of tram lining will happen based on your tire, if your tire is susceptible to it. Now, that pole up there, further on, you'll see that it turns from this rubber bouncy material to concrete sidewalk, and there's tiles. And there's a vertical line in the middle between these two poles. See, right in the center here, that vertical line, on my OG Sherman, if I ran over that, it would get sucked in. And then I almost crashed into the other pole because I couldn't pull out of it right away. That's how bad it was. Like, it sucked me in, and then I had nowhere to go. And when I tried to move, it was just like, I'm going to force you to go straight ahead. It was super scary to have that Sherman, actually. Like, I don't know how I rode on it. I had to be very careful. That's why, like, I'm super cautious of, like, vertical lines. Like this area here, you know, on the sidewalk. Yeah, it totally, like, what are these people doing? They're just hanging out in their car. But, yeah, totally changed my riding style. I got maybe PTSD. So, like, I still avoid those things even though I don't really have issues on the Sherman S. It's also kind of like why when I'm riding on the bridges and I go downhill, I really slow down because of the OG Sherman. I didn't have suspension. Any small bump, you go flying over, right? You really have to brace. That's, you know, it's just like, that's how I learned to ride. Always brace, always like go cautious. So it's hard to kind of like stop doing that. You know, you just have to trust your wheel that you have suspension, that you won't go flying if you hit a bump. Oh man, my feet hurt. Just like my left foot is really being like, you know, you're on your tiptoes a bit. Your heels are up and your toes on the pedal. Yeah, that hurts. Yeah, seated riding. This is with taller Honda clone seat on top of the Sherman upgraded seat bundle. And then I also have a pad on top of that. And then like some anti-grip foam. So it's like raised up my seat. So it's like, my seat is like 6 inches thick totally. Yeah, and it's still not comfortable. Like, I'm not a tall guy, I'm only 5'9". My legs are cramped. My feet are cramped. Yeah, because you're just like a catcher in a baseball game. That's how the stance is. Now, you gotta be careful here. There's a guy. You don't want him to just cut across, especially while I'm seated riding. So you get past and then you accelerate out of danger. That's what you do. Here, it's like you just want to slow down and also carve. So what I find helps going downhill is you carve. So like, I have my right hand back, and then I lean down with my knees, and then I kind of carve on my heels. That really helps. Now, I want to try practicing tighter turns. Let's see, is there anyone around here? No, there's not. If I could, what I'll do is I'll go up there, complete my loop, just to say I accomplished it. And then do some tight turns here, because I can't really do that tight turns. I get locked into one side, and then I can't keep going. Let's see. This is tricky, because you have to thread the needle. Right? You really have to thread the needle there. So before I was practicing sitting to standing, sitting to standing, not standing to sitting. I did like maybe 3 of those. So the loop is now complete. And my feet are killing me. This like seated riding did not help my feet at all. It actually cramped up my feet and my knees. Oh, right? Man, totally cramped them up. Now my legs are gonna feel like jelly, and people are like, "Oh yeah, seated riding gives your legs a break." No, it doesn't for me. Now it's gonna have like trouble like mounting. Yeah, my knee hurts. What time is it? Okay, it's almost 12 o'clock, so we should head home soon. Let's just practice some tight turns. So what they were saying was do like a heel maneuver. What I was saying, your inner heel. There's also one where they say crouch down, and that makes you inherently, I guess, lets you pivot the wheel more. So let's try that out at this circular place here. So let's do, first we'll just see how tight is my turning radius. So we have this here, it's a circle. Okay. I find what happens is I get sucked into it now. And then I can't stop. Let's do it maybe at the parking lot. Because it's too narrow there. We go to the parking lot, at least there's more room. And there's no one else around to watch you. See, this Central Park is my training ground. At least here you got some nice rubber material, so if you crash, you don't damage your EUC too much and yourself. And I have crashed off of this trying to do seated riding. The only thing you have to be careful of is it freezes faster than asphalt. So you get some black ice. So you don't want to take the turns too fast. And there's a lot of debris. So the parking lot should be closed, so it should be a safe zone. Let's do turbo mode. See, the parking lot here is super dark, but it's also super flat. You know, that would be good for practicing bonking, actually. Yeah, I don't see anyone else around. And they closed the gate, which is perfect. So, my turning radius, left and then right. So let's see. Start here and see how many parking stalls is it. So like 1.5. 1.5 left. How about right? Right is like 2. Right? 2 for this side. Yeah, 2 for right. Maybe slightly less than 2. Let's try it again. Yeah, my right is not as good as my left. My left side is better. So what they were saying, Alexis was saying from YouTube, kneel down and then maybe you can get a tighter turn. Let's see, I'm kneeling down. Oh yeah, I see that. It's like a little bit less than 1.5. Alexis sat around, was just saying. So kneel. Oh yeah, that's like a little bit less than. I can kneel and then do left. How about kneel and do right? I find though when you're doing the kneeling way, it accelerates, which is not what I want. It really torques your knee too. It's not that easy. Yeah, it's not that easy, right? It really hurts my knee. Okay, I can see it. So you could try to do both, like kneel and then heel. Kneel and heel. Try that. That seems to make it pretty tight. I don't know about that bonk. Here you could do it. Is the pool empty? Yeah, it looks like it is empty. Let's do a slalom here. So I'm kneeling and heeling. Yeah, kneeling and heeling seems to work. You can get like a tighter turn. Let's try that. Kneel and heel. People must think I'm crazy. But I find that when you're doing the kneeling, it makes you go faster, which I don't want. So let's just do heel. Okay, heel. Yeah, like that. Heel. Heel. Oh, my knee hurts. Okay, let's practice mounting. Oh. First, let's take a break. Stretch out your legs. I definitely think I'm getting sick. Just in time for Christmas. I find that often happens. Okay. So, get your ESC. It's upright. Have it angled for me. So I want to go that way. I have it angled more this way. Now it's below me. Kick off, get onto it. Now that was not good. I started going this way. What did I do wrong? Was it too far forward? Maybe. I think what happened was I didn't brace against it. I didn't put too much weight on the right. You want to put your weight to the right and then, yeah. Put as much weight as you can to the right so that the EC tilts over and then you brace it against your leg. I think what I'm doing is I'm on the EUC, I step up, I don't put enough weight on the right, and I'm still too much this way, so my weight is on this side, my leg is pushing me that way as well. I think that's what's happening. Yeah, get on and brace. Put as much weight on the right as you can. Purposely brace against the EUC when it starts to tilt back. And also kick off. Yeah, okay. You really use your calf too. You really tense up your calf, your right calf. Try again. Yeah, tense up your right calf. Lean forward with a straighter leg. Yeah. So that you can kind of sail forward on one foot. Okay. Let's rest a bit. Let these cars pass. Okay, triggered it. So just doing those practices, then you feel a lot more comfortable just when you're on open road. right? Because you're really like stressing your muscles out, and now it's just easy. It's kind of like if you ride on the trails and then you go back to pavement. It just seems so like effortless. All those like mini muscles, they're all like, you know, working in conjunction, and they're all under stress, you know, trying to keep balance on like gravel. Then you go onto the road, it's just so easy. Like there's nothing, right? There's a car behind me. Let's try and keep some speed so we can keep ahead of it. Okay, it's gone now. And try not to be preoccupied with what's behind you as well. That's what led to me crashing before. I was too concerned with the car past me behind me that I was not paying attention to what was in front of me. So this is a bike lane. Now you gotta watch out for people that run through the lights. Right now I'm carving. But also, don't be too close to the cars. Because someone could be coming out of a car and they door you. You're gonna be in a world of hurt because you go from 35 kilometers an hour to 0 instantly, and you get thrown off into traffic. Watch out for wet leaves too. If you're going to here, see there's all wet leaves on the right here. So try not to give too much weight to cars. Take the lane. This is a 30 kilometer an hour bike zone. So if they have a problem with it, too bad for them. It's late at night, there's no one else around. They can just chill out. Yeah, mounting really puts stress on my knee. My knee is sore already, right? I'm getting old. Should take some supplements.